Today on my channel, Planner Friends, I'm going to decorate in my A5 for May, doing different techniques, but I want to talk to you about different ways to make a planner work for you. Just some ideas as I'm decorating and getting May started. So please stay tuned. Hello planner friends and welcome to my channel. I'm One Crafty Dolo and I'm happy to be here with you today. Thank you for taking time out of your life and spending it with me. As always, my goal is to inspire you in a bunch of different ways, from creativity, to planning, to faith, etc. So today, Friday, I'm actually filming this late. We're going to go through my A5 and then I'm going to show you some creative decoration. But the theme of today is how to actually use your planner. No, I'm not kidding you. How do you use your planner and how to use your planner? So let's dive in. If you're new to my channel, you're welcome to join me on here and subscribe. If you're returning, thank you. This is my A5. It's from Carpe Diem. I've been using their planners for some time. I know there are people who use them and still use them, and then there's people who've moved on to whatever is new and fun and fabulous, and that's fine too. Planning is all about finding your jam. For years, I was in personal planners. A lot of them were Carpe Diem. Great price point, you know. And in September of 23, I was like, I want to do something different. So I did. So I created this planner and I use it every day. This is my what they call a catch-all planner. And as you can see, I have a lot of stuff in here. I haven't updated my habit tracking from yesterday, but I will. But this is one of the key things I do in here. So how do you use your planner? I get messages from people who are like, oh, got my planner, not using it, and so forth. So I have a few things I can help you with this. Okay. Number one, maybe you need to rethink how you're planning and what you're planning and so forth. I never used to do habit tracking like this. You can see I write down, these are my forms of self-care. I color code them and then I just put little dots in. Some people have more elaborate where they're tracking their moods and their sleep and their graphs. They're set up like a graph and they can, or a grid, and they can, I can't do that right now. That's too complicated. This is easy peasy. Like I said, it's early and I just haven't gotten in yesterday's, but I'll get the rest of the month in here. And what I can tell you right now is I haven't exercised enough. I have not, but I've certainly gotten in my fair share of increasing facials and crafting, and certainly always reading. So what can I give you as a number one tip to keep up and use your planner? Think differently about planning. Again, habit tracking is one of the things I do in here. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, but that's one thing to think about. Reframe how you're using your planners. I also, these dashboards, let me just show you May's. I did number it. I haven't gotten in fully. See, and I did this, but I haven't written in here yet, which I will. But I come up, instead of doing birthdays and things like that, I make a little small kind of little things matter list. I give myself small goals. I encourage myself. I remind myself. I did a Louisa May Alcott quote this month from, she's too fond of books and it has turned her brain. I love that. I love that. So this is just my A5. And again, this is the home kind of life planner, what I'm doing. It can be as much or as little as you need. I know some people who write one thing in their planner every day. Is that bad? No, it's not. You can track self-care. You can track and meal plan. You can track exercise. There's so many other ways to do it. And so do what's going to work for you. And just because I'm showing you my routine, maybe it works for you, maybe it doesn't. I always like to add something colorful here in this notes section. I like a lot of space in here. I do use more than one planner, certainly. And I do that because if everything was in one space, I would literally feel claustrophobic. It would be too much, like goals and faith. And I know people Frankenplan and all that, and that's great too. If you need to be in one space, then do that. So I also want to encourage you to think about this as a two-step process. What I've started to do, as you can see here, now this month I used one sticker book. This is the one I used this month from Simple Stories, my collaboration with My Mind's Eye. It's their Wildflower line, and that was everything here except for some of the washi, which a lot of that is also Simple Stories, or it's washi strips, whatever I had. So I used this one book pretty much all month. You don't have to do that, but I do like sometimes monthly themes. So that's another thing. By making it a two-step process, this one I decorate ahead of time. I started to decorate a few weeks ahead. I'm actually going to do another month ahead here for May. It makes it a two-step process, which for me means I'm more likely to go into it to write and plan, if that makes sense. Okay, so figure out what kind of planner you need. Do you need everything one? Is that too much? And rethink how you plan. It doesn't have to be everything you're doing. It could be, heck, you could journal in there if you wanted. So there is journaling. And again, I like to decorate, but you don't have to. Maybe you're more of a minimalistic planner. So I have to set up my habit tracking here. And work with your schedule and your natural rhythm, which incidentally can change over time. And what do I mean by that? Well, if you're an early riser, then you might want to think about tasks you're going to do, get them done with and say, okay, by noon, I'm out of this planner and I've done everything. Or the reverse, maybe you're a night person. So believe it or not, decorating and planning and then using your planner, your natural rhythms actually do matter. I also want to make a big point here is that if you're having a week or two, okay, this past, if you look at my shorts, I was planning, sometimes I've done day by day, sometimes I'll do half a week. It's already decorated, but maybe I didn't have the time to sit down and do the whole week, or I'm not sure how the week's going to turn out. I often go grocery shopping on Friday. Today, it's nice. But guess what? Sometimes the weather is going to be awful, so I switch it around. There is, it's okay. Whatever you need to do, if you need to plan day by day, it doesn't mean you're not going to follow through. If you skip a week, if you skip a few weeks, don't just throw the planner out and say to yourself, I'm not into it, I can't do it. Try again, give it some time, right? So this month, my theme is kind of this, I'm trying different deco. This is a Paper Studio small little pack, right? And I've got stencils, stencil butter, some inking, and I did this side. And so I thought today, as I'm talking to you, I can decorate this week as well. I'm trying to decorate ahead. Now, what I have picked up this month, let me grab it here, is this. Is the Xyron Creative Sticker. I had thought about the Creative Station, but the price point was pretty high compared to this. And I didn't know if I'd like it. I didn't know if I'd use it. I'm going to bring it up a little. So first, I want to pick out what paper I'm using from this. This is really cool. I think it's a lot of fun. I did see one, I think it's towards the front. Yeah, this one. I'm kind of going with a light green seafoamish theme. Now, normally I was using these little, Tombow or fake Tombow and so forth. This, I still use them, but I'm not going through them as much. I'm using this. So what you do, let me do it this way. Whoops. And you line it up in here, okay? And then you feed it through the Creative Sticker, okay? See, it comes right through. This is so cool. This is like it was $25 on Amazon. compared to 88 for the Creative Station, which maybe at some point I'll get. I don't know. And you rip it off. Okay. Put that away. All right. Now you're supposed to rub it to make sure. I'm using one of these. And I'm just going to go through here. So this is one way I am guaranteeing I am going to use this planner, because I'm spending a lot of time. This is not a lot of money, incidentally, and that's another thing I want to say. Take it slowly regarding spending. So many of us, I'm back to using the Happy Planner, and I really love my Happy planners. I have one for faith and one for goals. But a lot of us went down that rabbit hole, like, oh my God, all the stickers, and did it. No. And then I walked away from it entirely for years. So now what I'm saying to you is be selective. I'm trying to create, as you can see with these layouts, I'm trying to create, sometimes I do just stickers, but different ways of decorating. Incidentally, the paper did wrinkle. I rarely have any problems with Carpe Diem's paper, but I think I went a little too hard and heavy with my stencil butter there, and I didn't let it dry enough, so it like transferred from there to there, but that's okay. And this one I went much lighter and it worked much better. I'm learning as I go with the hope of teaching you. So here's how we do this. You then peel this off, and voila, it is now a sticker. How cool is that? And so now I have to be careful because I have visual challenges. And for me, putting this down isn't the easiest thing because I don't want to put it down incorrectly. So, okay, I lined it up and then it's on there. It's not gonna pick up. It's not gonna lift. It's so cool. I love this so much. Like, I can't even tell you how much I love it. All right, so we have a little bit of stuff here that it cut. Let me grab some scissors really quickly and just cut this piece off. Okay. So all I'm sharing with you is that I want you to find your creative zen. I want you to be happy. I'll cut that. And I want you to enjoy planning. But if you're having troubles, maybe you need to rethink it. It could be a journal. It could be, like I said, habit tracking. It could be so many things that you may not be thinking of right at this moment. And don't feel, you have to overspend. You start small. The Carpe Diem line, I picked this entire planner up. It came with inserts. I'm not using them because I'm using these older inserts. I switch my planner. I like to switch my planners with the seasons. For me, that's just it's a fun project every time. Anyway, whatever's going to work for you. You don't have to. I picked this up for $24 and change. And like I said, it came with a year's full of inserts. It came with the acetate. It's pretty, and that's a great price point. You can spend, well, you can spend hundreds of dollars on some planners, and that's fine if that's what you like. So here, I did it a little differently. Let me just show you again. So this, I had this long down there and short up there. This I did all four. This I went like this. Now, I have been using stencils, and I kind of want to do some more stenciling. At the very least, I want to do some inking. So I've got this Distress Oxide Tattered Rose. Incidentally, I picked these. There's a set of like 5 of them up from Hobby Lobby, and they're fabulous. They're worth the money. You wash them, you can reuse them. And yeah, they're just so much fun. I'm just going to put a little ink on this. Just soft color. So what I have turned planning into is it's more than a hobby. Excuse me. It's a form of creativity. It's a form of, I don't know, I'm just enjoying myself and enjoying expressing myself creatively. Incidentally, for me, both in faith and just in planning, this helps me. It helps me with my anxiety, helps me parse things out. I don't feel, and just doing this, just ink, and you will feel so much more relaxed. It's kind of crazy, but it's true. And I think I'm about done. I think I've gotten enough on here. Put some down here. Maybe a little up here. Kind of, yeah, let's do a little here, along here. Just to give it kind of this vintagey vibe, kind of. I feel like I'm in my Victorian wallpaper era. So that's what this kind of reminds me of. Alrighty, so we did that. And then now let's think about stenciling, shall we? Okay, so this is a stamp or stencil set I got from Stamperia. I've got some white pearl white Stardust stencil butter. I've got my little tools, and I bought this thing from a Dollar Tree, and so I use that and put water in it, so when I'm done, the stencil tool can become quickly cleaned. I'm going to use this one. It seems to be the one I like, and truthfully what I'd like to do is some of this writing. So let me get set up. So again, how to use your planner. Think outside of what you've been doing. Think of different techniques. Think about decorating. Think about habit tracking. Think about meal planning, exercise. Think about faith. Write in it when you can. It doesn't have to be perfect. Maybe you're more of a functional planner and less of a decorative planner. Nothing wrong with that. So you can do that too. I mean, there's also many ways we can do all these things. And what I find, as you can see, this is like a hobby. It's a relaxing, creative space. It really helps me with, I don't know, mental health, physical health, all of it. I don't want to put it on too thick given what happened on the other paper, but if you notice, I'm also putting it on top of the Paper Studio paper here, so it's not necessarily on the actual planner paper. Bring it up slowly. Oh, that's cute. Oh, I like it. Oh, I love it. Very, very cool. Now, what I want to do is over here, I want to kind of do it with this one. This is why I bought this particular stencil. I was like, okay, I'm kind of in my, as I keep saying, this kind of Victorian vibe wallpaper moment. Oh my goodness. This is cool. I love it. And while you're doing this, just if you have the time to do this, I know it's hard, believe me, having worked multiple jobs, etc., etc. If you can even fit 5 minutes in, this has taken me years to work up to, but that's okay. Like, it has to be you and your time, and maybe stenciling and inking isn't your jam. I happen to think it's cool, but I'm just trying to show you various ways to decorate and to spend time in creative fun. All right, so as I said earlier, you have a planner, you can write less in it. Not everything in your life has to be in your planner. You can also designate a particular planner for a specific purpose. I have faith planners, I have journaling, journals, things like that. So that's another thing you can think about. You can also create I just said you could, what I would call those is a focused planner. Let me explain that. So a focused planner, it's just for faith, or it's just for goals, or it's just for work, or it's just mom life, or something like that. So yeah, you can do that. Okay, let me bring this up very slowly. Isn't that pretty cool? All right, this is cool. I'm gonna have to stop filming and give it a little bit to dry, but I'm good with that. And over here, what do I want to do? Do I want to do anything? Yeah, I kind of do. Just not an awful lot, if that makes sense. And I almost want to do this little antiques, but it's, I should have probably pulled this out and put it on my silicone mat, but oh well. Hindsight's always 20/20, isn't it? You know what? We may just do some of this here. What the hey? Yeah, this is good. And then what I do with the stencil when I'm done is I pop it into this where I have the water, the container with the water, to start it loosening it right away, so then I can wash it off much easier. Sometimes the darker stencil butters stain a little bit. Maybe if I stop the video, I'm gonna have to stop it anyway so these can dry, but you get the idea. It's just fun. This is fun and it's relaxing. And I'm here because I want to share my love for creating and to tell you that your version of a planner doesn't have to be anyone else's. Nice. Nicely done. Alrighty. So that all is going to soak. We're going to let this sit and I shall be back, friends. Okay, so this is decorated. I'm gonna write in it as the weeks go by, and I was gonna originally put some stamps in here. I don't know that I'm gonna. I don't want to overwhelm it. I think I might have overdone this a little bit, and that's okay. I'm working through it. This one I thought was really cool. This one may be a little bit too much between the stamps and the inks and the stencil butter, but the point is, this takes time. This takes time to learn, to do, to explore, to see what works for you. I also want to point out something in the back here. I have these two sections. This is a writing section. I pull it out as I'm writing. I write down ideas. And this section is all like projects or things I want to buy, different tasks, things to the kitchen, recipes. And so lists in your planner. Using it for brain dumps, using it for journaling. There's so many possibilities. Using it for budgeting. I think what I'll do is once this week is done, I'm going to move the April inserts out and just hop right in here, and I'll still have to do all this. But the first step of the process is done, and I'm happy. And my goal, as always, is to inspire you, friends. Please leave your comments below if you have any questions about planning or you need some ideas or advice. I'd love to help you out. Thanks for being here, planner friends. And again, I hope I inspire you. Have a great weekend, planner friends. Bye.